Hey, it's Mary from Always Learning here with another car chat. And I was just thinking about this because as a history professor, I tell my students quite often how everything in history and everything probably in our lives for the most part, a lot of times, is about perspective. For example, if you were a British loyalist in the Revolutionary War, you were considered to be a traitor by what would become the United States of America, with the founding fathers and all that. And the fact that, loyalist to the king was what was expected by a lot of the people at the time until something changed. So things change, perspectives can change. And I noticed that, and you may have noticed this if you're really sharp-eyed or pay much attention when I am doing a driving thing, but I have a 6-speed car. I have a little Honda Civic Si, which has a pretty good get up and go to it. But anyway, I've heard it said by people my age, Gen X and the boomers, say, well, we could just cripple an entire generation if we start writing cursive and if we start driving manual transmissions, which I'm doing at the moment. And I'm thinking, yeah, that's kind of cute, But then I thought of something else. Okay, I heard this argument made I saw it in an article I think that I read a couple of days ago, and it said basically the title of the article was "What Boomers Like That Younger Generations Can't Stand," something like that. And one of it was manual transmissions, blah blah blah, and then they went in and talked about just how useless that is. That's just so useless, that type of thing. And I'm like, really? I said, yeah, kind of. To me, I didn't have a manual for a while. I drove manual for years, different forms of Honda Civics usually, but I got this one last summer and I'm digging it a lot because I don't know what it is. It's like a better experience. It's more fun to drive, I think, in my opinion. Now, again, younger people, they say only about 1% of cars that are manufactured today are even manual transmission at all, which, again, okay, that makes sense. I know back when I tried to get a different car back in 2015 after a drunk driver hit me, I know that I wanted a Honda. I wanted a Honda Civic, but I also wanted a manual. And they let me know pretty quickly, oh, well, it's very difficult to find one of those. They only make about 4%, and that was in 2015. So 10 years have gone by, and it's gone down a lot. So it's all perspective. So what I thought when I saw that thing about the things that boomers love and, the younger generations can't stand or something like that, and they bring up the manual transmissions, and I thought, they're trying to spin that the same way that we are trying to spin it, where we could cripple the generation, all the others younger than us writing cursive and driving the manual transmission. They can't catch us because they can't steal our cars and all that kind of stuff. And also they can't read our writing, so we'll write these like notes in cursive and they won't be able to read them. And I'm like, we're both sides. We're just like taking the perspective and trying to make it into something that's palatable for us. And I think that's a pretty good lesson when it comes to just history in general and people in general. We're always going to look at things and try to see them in our favor. So, I am in my 50s and I am enjoying my very spirited driving that I'm able to do in a 6-speed car. And if the young ones want to drive the automatics, more power to them. Perspective. Lots of love. Bye.